Do you still enjoy Crucible and want to know everything about the most popular guns in the meta? Welcome back to another episode of The Armory. So for today's episode, through a cracked closet door, we are going to take a peek at the older sister. She is the new Monarchy hand cannon, and though she's no Nancy Wheeler, she is still pretty damn fine. Belonging to the oh-so-popular adaptive family, we have the older sister with, of course, the adaptive frame. Your choice between Hitmark, Steady Hand, and Crossfire. I recommend Steady Hand personally. Alloy magazine, faster reloads when the magazine is empty. Armor-piercing rounds. Rounds cause extra damage to combatant shields and over-penetrate targets. Slightly increases range. And Ambitious Assassin. Overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. So, how do these fall? The perks aren't that bad. They're not amazing. This again is inside the same family as the Better Devil. So will these stack up to those perks on that gun? Unrealistic. Now, I can admit that the combination between Ambitious Assassin and the original Alloy magazine means this is not a half-bad PvE weapon. You have some significant DPS coming out with the combination of those two perks, so for PvE, this isn't a bad way to go. For PvP, I would not advise that, and if anything, armor-piercing rounds seems to be the way to go. That additional range is huge. Statistically, this is a hand cannon belonging to the energy weapon category, so it's an elemental, and it is located as your second slot. It's got 140 rate of fire, 84 impact, 48 range, 47 stability, 40 reload, 52 handling, 61 aim assist, and 11 magazine capacity. As towards how you find this bad boy, it is a faction rally weapon belonging to the new Monarchy. So thanks for that number, Facial Phone, but what does it really mean? So, the older sister has some strengths and some weaknesses. It's not just an average gun. There are good and bad parts of this weapon, and statistically, if we're talking about just on paper, I think this gun is better than the Better Devils. Of course, you have to factor in perks, which really does separate the two. But it's not a terrible gun statistically. So it is lowest in class for stability, reload speed, and aim assist. Neither of which are too big a deal. I feel like stability is the biggest hit, but again, it's only a few points here and there. It is best in class, with magazine capacity giving you 11, and of course, handling. And if we are remembering this about most guns that belong to these families, the stat differences are generally so minuscule you will not notice a difference in performance. I list these stats simply to give them to you, and to show how slightly different some of these guns are. Let's boil it down even further. How about the time to kill? This does 62 damage to the head, 46 to the body. Your fastest time to kill comes in with 1.3 seconds, with 2 to the head and 2 to the body. The slowest time to kill with pure body shots are 5 total, with a 1.73 second time to kill. Based on stats and performance alone, and where this type of weapon, this archetype, performs inside of Crucible, it's a really nice gun. It's not going to win any awards, and that's simply because the perks on the gun do not really reinforce the strengths of the weapon. Again, they are more of a benefit to PvE, if anything. The combination between Alloy and, of course, Ambitious Assassin really works well there. Not that those don't come into play at all in PvP, they're just not ideal roles to have. So, with things like the Better Devils existing, with really good damage over distance, so on and so forth, there's really no place for this gun in the meta, especially seeing as how the Better Devils is something that you can farm and get over time very easily, and this one only comes around once every month or so. So maybe you take it into PvE, run it through the raid or something. Again, the extra round doesn't hurt. Even then, the Better Devil still might be a better PvE option, but the combination between Ambitious and something like Alloy could be quite valuable. Somebody's gonna have to crunch the numbers there to find out if it's one of the best hand cannons for PvE, but I think it could be. But in PvP, all you have are its base stats, because the perks don't really benefit it, and it is usable. Will you use this in trials? No. So on paper, statistically, this gun is good, but if you take a look at the family members, the Annual Skate, the Minuet, the Old Fashioned, the Better Devils, and that Judgment one, those are very popular weapons in the meta. Annual Skate is my go-to energy hand cannon. The Better Devils is the king of Crucible in terms of standard for the primary hand cannon. So, it's not that this gun is bad, it's just strong in a different area of the game. It's a good PvE weapon, right? So I don't really want to fault it and say, hey, this gun's not good. So I'm going to give it a safe and solid 3.5 out of 5. And that is an overall rating. I consider this, just because the archetype it belongs to, a slightly better than average weapon, even with the so-so perks for Crucible. And the true value of this weapon will shine inside of PvE, if anything at all. So we're at that point in the video where I urge you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what guns you would like to see next in the Armory series. And of course, swing by Twitter so you can vote on a poll. You guys decide which one is chosen next. And if you like the video, be sure to like it and remember to hit the subscribe button. And right next to it, tick that little bell so you're always notified when another episode of this series goes live. Thanks again for all the support on the channel, guys. You have an awesome day.